How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. Hey, family, well, welcome back to Mindset Mondays here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, where we create a space for transformation, healing, and radical self-compassion. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am so honored to be here with you today. Well, this year is all about embracing the year of the rebirth, right? And our theme for March is all about letting go of what no longer serves us. That's old patterns, fears, self-doubt, and anything keeping us from stepping fully into our power. And today we are diving into mindfulness and letting go, cultivating a presence to release fear. We're going to talk about how mindfulness can help us to navigate fear, anxiety, and limited beliefs that hold us back. So to help us break this down, you know who here. Our resident therapist, Dr. Will Washington. But we're going to bring Will after this break. All right. It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Hey, it's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG group. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to xnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome back. Hey, Dr. Will.
Hey, it's so good to see you. I'm excited and pleasure to be here today. It's going to be fun.
Yes. You ready for this conversation?
Yeah, so this is a hard one, especially for me. So this is going to be, I'm going to try to answer it very succinctly and right to the point.
I got it. All right, my beautiful people. Well, you know how we do it. We're going to ground ourselves before we get into the topic at hand. If you could just get comfortable for a moment. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable enough to do so. Take a deep breath in and hold for a moment. Now exhale slowly. I want you to inhale again deeply, filling your lungs with fresh energy. And exhale, releasing any tension, any stress, or any worries. Now I want you to picture a river flowing gently. Imagine placing any fears or doubts into this river and watching it float away, carrying downstream with ease. And I want you to silently repeat to yourself, I am safe. I trust my journey. And I release what no longer serves me. Take one final deep breath in and exhale completely. And when you are ready, please open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people, if you're new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, it's something we do every day, Monday through Friday, just to help ground us before we get into the topic at hand. And today we're talking about mindfulness and letting go. You ready for this, Dr. Will?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. So the easiest question is, what is mindfulness and why is it so powerful when it comes to letting go?
Yes. So mindfulness is a very actually old technique done by many other cultures, but when it became more westernized, we called it mindfulness. But it's truly the art of staying present in the moment. And we needed something, especially in our Western culture, to understand the value of now, the value of presence, the value of taking inventory of the current moment that we are living and experiencing amongst each other. And in such a dividing nation right now, and a very distracting nation, mindfulness is needed more than ever right now. And I think that this is a practice of teaching us the value of presence, the value of being still within yourself, and how to receive the healing you need from the inside out. So this is a great foundation into that.
Yeah. You know, that is so true. And what I've noticed is when I do slow down and when I am I become present, fear is less control over me. But for some people, staying present feels hard. I know, because I used to feel that way. I used to feel like I wasn't moving, doing anything. Why do you think we struggle with this?
We struggle with this just simply because of expectations. We are very much expected to produce, provide, and prevent things in our lives. And so our worth is based upon our productivity and output, but we've never been asked about our input. And I noticed that so much in different cultures. And for us, we typically, our livelihood is based upon our output. And so it's hard to kind of really reel that back in and find value in because there's a lot of fear that comes behind. What if I don't do what I am expected of? Who do I become? How will I be loved? How will I be seen? Will they forget me? Will they move on? And that is a real fear in our society.
You know, we touched a little bit on this. Was it week before last? And this has been a part of me, my productivity. That has been a challenge for me because I feel like I have to go. I have to create. I have to do. And that was a part of me wanting the value of myself and worth of others, but also what you just said is being remembered. Building that legacy is something that I've always still strong about. Even in my father's obituary, I wrote a poem called I've Learned. And it starts off, I learned a lot of things from you, both good and bad. But it's up to me to be able to apply those things in my life. But towards the end of that thing, I remember saying that, don't worry, dear Dad, is that your legacy will live on in me. Meaning that I will show you things. But then when I look back on some things, I said my father never had a chance to truly understand or even think about building a legacy at all. Just, him being, his father passed away when he was 13 years old, and just so many traumas that he came into his life. and then him marrying my mom. And then it's still kind of like going from there, and still that he never saw himself outside of that character or that for who he was. So mindfulness, any of these things that I am doing right now, he's never had that moment to do that. The only gift that he had that was a healing gift to him that I was able to get me and my sister was music. Music. He is who taught me with music and healing through music from that.
Yeah.
But he didn't know really how powerful that can be, with that. So even when I look at my mom now, her being diagnosed with dementia, and I have no choice but to live right now in the present. That's it. That's it. And when I say about that diagnosis being a gift to us, to me, for us, is because I'm seeing her now. I'm seeing her now, whether if it's how she was when she was 18, 17 years old, her childlike self. I'm able to experience that I've never experienced it before. So I'm able to see another layer of her. And to be very honest, Dr. Will, it is such a fun, cute experience to have. So in that moment, it reminds me to be still. It reminds me to sit in this moment. And you spoke about.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
How society is now.
Yeah.
I remember when the election results came out, and I remember my middle baby having so much anxiety. I didn't sleep I didn't sleep for 2 days after that because I was more worried about her because she was really intense about this.
Yeah.
Fear about it. And then I remember saying, there is something for us to learn through this. We have to be still. We have to figure out on how to be still in amongst this chaos.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people think chaos is a bad thing, right? But with chaos is a reminder that there is an evolution occurring, a new creation that is expanding. And it's your job to take inventory, not to chase it, but to take inventory and to teach somebody how to take inventory and not to just experience.
Yeah.
It's a very different ability of receiving change in life.
Yeah.
And that's so important.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. From January 1st, the very first episode, the Year of the Rebirth, I came in with a whole plan on what this year was going to be. And God's Spirit showed me a whole total different way of how it is that I'm actively using things in my life, synchronicity, different stuff that's happening in my life to help prepare people, or better yet, for them to apply the things in their life to be still, to make inventory. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the fact that you made space for inventory, right? You can't just put everything in your book bag, right? When you go on a plane ride, you can't just shove everything in your book bag, right? You make sure it's the correct ounces, the correct size water bottle, what type of fluids. We take so much thought into that, but we don't take that much thought into our own lives.
No. And it's so crazy when you go against it, your body was shut down. Your body was shut down. I remember sharing, about a month ago, you and I were due to record. And you looked at me and you said, we don't do that.
We don't.
We don't do that. Like, I see you on Sunday.
And what I made time,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what people who truly are there for you and they want you to win.
Yeah.
They'll make time because they know that your life is worth every second. They know. And and I shout out to the people in my life that make time for me to be myself. Because there are a lot of people that don't.
Yeah.
And so it's important for those people that do make that time that they are acknowledged.
Yeah.
And so thank you for even giving me time. Because there's some days where I'm like, I had 5-6 clients. It did not work out. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
So, it's just the reciprocity in that factor too.
Yeah.
There's a standard that we believe in.
Yeah. And in that moment right there, that showed me so many things, but also it showed something that I missed. Because in that process of missing that message that was given to me through you, my vertigo had triggered and flared up once again. And that was to tell me to slow the hell down. You need to be still. And I remember it was several different times within that month, you kept writing in your what's the name to be still. We even talked about it, to be still. And everything was to come, just be still. And I was just doing regular old me, productivity, just trying to get it all in. And it flared up. And that's why I am happy that we are in this space, because it's like, why are you doing being productive like that? Fear, a lack of.
Yep. I don't need your productivity. I need your purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose doesn't have a timeline, doesn't have a finish line. It has a way of being.
Yes.
And I care about the way that you are.
Yeah. 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 But you know what I love about this is that we have the power to rewrite it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the power to rewrite it all.
Well, that's a whole topic there, though, because to recognize that you have the power to rewrite it all, that's a lot of decision, inventory, acceptance, surrendering, faith. And I mean, that's an entire process to be willing to rewrite it all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of grief in that process too.
Yeah. It is. And can I say this is because when I'm talking to people and they ask me, how are you being so strong and you're doing this, you used to do this. And they're like, I used to do that, but I used to do a whole bunch of other shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you only take that, to be very honest, I was only active in the adult industry for 6-7 years. That's it.
But think about the impact though you made though. Like there are people that did it for like 10, 20 years, right? And you did it for 7, but it's legendary. Yeah. It's like you opened so many gates, doors, standards, expectations, and I don't even know half of it. And so when you went back to about legacy isn't about what you built, it's how many people's lives you touch by being yourself. And you can't put a number on that because you don't even understand how big your legacy is.
No, I don't.
It was beyond the 7. It was beyond the 7 years. That's what makes it so special.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your humility, but I also understand that you have to own the fact that you are somebody and you became somebody and you instilled something else even greater in that 7 years period, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So I hope you really do take time to really sit and relish in that as well.
I do. I think now it's more of, I do. I'm just going to say, I do. It was different probably about a year or two ago, but now, yeah, I do. I do understand it all, and I do embrace. I think I'm a very humble person, and it's probably good that I am.
You do so much work, but we do it to a point where you start doing way too much work, and I'd be like, I need you to humble you. Like, you be doing too much work. I was like, this book, the work, this. I was like, you're creating a syndicate. I was like, this is a. I was like, I'm just happy to be on the podcast. I'm just happy to be here talking to you right now. So so I really appreciate your humility. I do. You made a syndicate. So yeah.
So let's because we about to go off on a thing. We talk about limiting beliefs a lot. We talk about, and this is what we're talking about with letting go.
Mm-hmm.
But fear and anxiety, these are often ones that are truly deep, just down and just engraved in our thoughts that we carry along the way. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so hinged on doing so many different things. It was something I shared about 2 weeks ago. And I was saying on how, and it came to a realization even recording, when I was recording the episode, is that us as, people of color, as Black people, we were told, and even in society right now, not only in our society and in other cultures, believe that Black people are lazy.
Yeah.
That we are lazy, that we are stupid, all of these things. And I remember sharing that, and I said this before, and I had to keep saying this because I used to, because I, as a Black woman, as a double minority, and we can go back and talk about the DEI situation in that system.
Mm-hmm.
And in that's the part that's embedded in me, to where I felt like I needed to prove myself. Then I go into an industry that is looked down upon, that is like a scarlet letter. So now I really,
right.
When I say that, it's like I've chose several. I was a teenage mother. I was a mother at 19 years old.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1, go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games, all for free?
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Then I go into porn. Missed the career that I had before that, going to porn. I'm a Black woman. So that's 5. Ain't that 5? That's 5.
Yep.
So I got a nice little slap. You bought up the and it become right there. And it's like, wow, that's how all of that got there. Now, how can we smooth that all out? How can you let that go? Or how can you allow that hand to become a slap, bring it into a fist, and you just come with powerful and it's just punching. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And see that, to be straightforward about it, to even put your hand into a fist, the forming, that's that creationism that happens in that chaos, right? It's that creation in chaos, and understanding you will no longer be distracted by the things that are no longer relevant or empowering to your wellness.
Yeah.
You had to make a decision and a choice, and not everybody gets to chase their stillness. They chase the chaos. And you can tell someone that chases chaos. You can see it a mile away. And also, you can't push other people's tornadoes, right? Mm-hmm. And so you learned how to sit in the eye of your own storm. Mm-hmm. And not everybody's been able to do that. And so I'm curious what created that type of mindfulness for you, because not everybody has the formula to sit in their own tornado.
I think I believe I didn't have a choice. I think all my life, I think I've always sat in the eye of that storm, whether it was my storm or whether I was in someone else's storm. Does that make sense?
Wow.
Does that make sense? And so, we can say a lot of things that happened around me in my life. It could have caused me to be a drug addict and, some other crazy things. But through all of that midst of chaos, I learned that as a little girl and watching the crazy shit around me happen and be like, okay, how can I get through? How would I get through this? I'm seeing how they got through it. They so stupid. That's wrong. I would have did it this way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So for that for me, I remember having this whole thought is, how they say you just go around in a circle of things. And I said, no, I will not be going around in a circle. I'm going straight line, straight up, straight, up the ladder. That's where I'm going. I'm not about to go around this loop to loop like the rest of the family doing. I'm not doing that. I never did what everybody else did. I've always done my own thing, just period. And I believe for me, that kind of set me up for even where I'm at now. Like there was no one in front of me that was doing any of this, even in the industry, especially when it comes to Black women. There wasn't really, trying to do what I'm doing or doing. No, they get stuck. And, and what I want to say, I'm not talking down on anybody. That's because they didn't know another way.
Right. They didn't know another way. And but the mental power in that, they didn't know another way. Options, autonomy is something that women have been forced to surrender in every generation. Right. And so for me, when I work with, especially Black women, when I work with women, I always wonder, I always ask them, how do you feel like your choice has been taken away in your life recently? Who was the person? What was the system? What was the story about how you feel like your power was taken away? And you learn the relationship dynamics that were created and how unbalanced they were from the beginning.
Yeah.
So they had to either lower their standard, lower their form, lower their mental aptitude, lower their capacity, lower their capability to fit into something that could use them instead of them being actually controlling or even leader oriented.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many times women forget their option or remove their option or autonomy to fit into something so it looks like it works.
Yeah.
You can't last in that.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Wow. This month is National Women's History Month, I believe. I know, was it a few weeks ago? Is it a whole month? It should be a whole month.
It's a whole month. I don't know. Depending on how the system worked, I don't know. They might have taken that away. I don't know.
Right. You know what?
You got 1 weekend to figure it. You got 1 weekend to enjoy this. That's over. You got 1 weekend.
You're about right, because I forgot they tried to take away Black History Month as well.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Wow. Wow. All right, so let's get back to, because we can be just going on and on and on. So here's a question for you, and it's back going to what I was talking about with our fear and anxiety, that it comes, that it's engraved, that we carry. And we talked about that a little bit, even talking about with different cultures and how society, brings us. How can we start to come out of that? Or begin to even phantom of what that looked like, even though I just said what I said and you said, okay, can we break that down? Can we at least give us one, all right, this is what you can start to do.
Yeah, to begin releasing the fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep it simple. I'll keep 2 things. First, you just have to acknowledge and accept what you're actually afraid of. Right? Fear is anxiety, right? Fear is uncertainty. Fear is the lack of reassurance. Fear is the lack of abundance, right? And the presence of scarcity. Fear is an unresolved emotion, right? So fear has a lot of options to feel offensive, but fear can also be seen as an invitation. So first things first is understand that your fear is an invitation. Fear is inviting me to experience and learn from something. So let's take the negative connotation out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondly, what am I willing to do? What am I willing to do to make sure that this fear is seen? And how can I make it valuable to me? Turn it inside. How can I make it meaningful for me? A lot of us are so stigmatized by fear that we don't see the value in what it actually can provide us. So create the invitation, change the value of it, and make it worth it for you.
You know, I love that. I love that you said that, you know, because and I remember saying this a few weeks ago about how I don't see fear as something bad, but I see that as a part of my power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah.
Yep, and that's why I asked you that long question about like, well, how did you turn that into a fist? How did you turn not? Some people are afraid about what that fist might do.
Yeah, my mama had
I saw your face. Oh. Oh my God.
You know, so let me share this with you all. I watched this amazing woman that is my mother. Very gifted, very talented, very smart, very driven. That's what you said. The apple don't fall far from the tree. That I'm that apple. I am definitely that apple. And I can see I'm probably like maybe 10 times worse than she is than now, you know. But what I see now that since she retired and moved in with me after my father passed, I saw how fear was her driving force. And being an adult and watching her and going back into my memory deck, then I understood her movements. I understood why it was all of that. And so watching her truly allowed me to embrace fear as a part of my power. If that makes sense.
I'm so glad that you said that, because this goes back to my belief that there are old people in this world and then there are elders. And when you get to watch an elder deal with something, the amount of audacity and the amount of seen it, done it, been there, I ain't having it, that is so inspiring and invigorating, because it's like they don't have to learn all they don't need to know all the information. They just know that this ain't me and I'm not having it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens after that is whatever happens after that. But at least I know that I chose what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us do not feel like we have the space to do that.
Yeah. That
fear, it controls us rather than us actually investing in what is actually giving us the chance to really confront.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that story so much. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I watch her now and she'd be like, I want to rest. I'll be like, okay, girl, you can rest. Go ahead, girl. Yeah.
That actually, I'm so glad you said that, because I was at the performance and I got done performing. And after I get done performing, I just get like, I don't want to be around people. I don't want to I just put myself out there like in a way that, so I got my little food and I sat in the corner and started eating this pizza in the corner. And I was sitting by myself on the floor. There was chairs everywhere, but I was just in the corner. And people just start coming by like, do you want a chair? I'm like, no, I'm okay. Just want my pizza, my drink. I'm good. And before I knew it, the entire group of people were just sitting in the corner with me. And I was like, how did it? I'm like, I was like, what is this? I'm like, of all the spaces in this big building, they're on this corner with me. And, and I realized that it's when you choose yourself and you choose what you want and you choose your peace, people will come to that because they want to be at peace too.
Yes.
And people want to share peace.
Yeah.
They do. And I think it was beautiful. And it's, I was annoyed at first But then I realized, I'm like, oh no, it's the fact that I'm being still. And they wanted that too, because they just did the same thing I did.
Yeah.
And I really, sometimes when you find your stillness and your peace in the fear of, in the release of everything, you find people that also have been waiting for you to be that way too.
Yeah. 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 I like that. That's a good ending. That's a good ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good ending.
There are people on the other side of fear. They're
Yeah.
waiting for you. They are.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. I just want to be still right now. Just honestly, just you want to. You just want to be still and just
Mm-hmm.
just be still.
That's what this whole year is about for me.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I want to do something, listeners, really quick. And so I just want you all right now to just be in stillness. I'm not going to say anything. I just want you to listen to this music. I just want you to take a few deep breaths in and just hold for a moment. And just allow the music to just lead you for a few moments. All right, my beautiful people. I just wanted to just have that moment of stillness, because as Dr. Will was just speaking about him sitting in that corner with the pizza, just at that peace, I felt so peaceful. And I just wanted to moment right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any last words for this episode, Dr. Will?
Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Beautiful. All right, my beautiful people. I want y'all to make a commitment today to just let go of fear and just step into you. Step into the love of you. Just step into the love of you and let everything else go. Just let everything else go. So until tomorrow, y'all have an amazing day. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer. Have a good one.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.